Second, and importantly, I'd like to thank the employees of Elite who are, working under these unexpected and difficult conditions. I also want to note that management has not given itself extraordinary bonuses, nor do we have a corporate jet. Whatever we can generate in terms of cash, as Carter and Chris have emphasized, is put back into the company in the form of R&D. Consequently, it's very important that we reincorporate in Nevada. Putting $120,000 to $160,000 to R&D rather than as a franchise tax to the state of Delaware is important to the company and it's important to you as shareholders. So I hope everyone gets that message and votes accordingly. I know that sometimes when a company doesn't put out a lot of press releases, you can have the impression that not much is happening at the company. I hope that votes to Chris and to Carter begin to understand that a lot's happening at the company. We just can't control the timing of when we get approvals and when the products are launched. But rest assured that we are working very, very, very diligently to replace the revenues and bring product to market. Also, as Chris pointed out, we have some very valuable assets at this company. It's a function of exporting those assets that takes some time, but we're very confident that we're going to do that. I guess with that, I'll turn it over to Q&A.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the floor is now open for questions. If you have any questions or comments, please press numbers 1 followed by 4 on your touch-tone phone at this time. Pressing 1 for a second time will remove you from the queue should your question be answered. And lastly, we do ask while posting your question that you please pick up your handset if you're listening on speakerphone for optimal sound quality. Please hold while we poll for questions. Okay, I'm showing the first questions coming from David Altshuler. Please announce your affiliation and pose your question.
David Altshuler, shareholder. I'm curious about something in terms of the default on the municipal bonds that are financing the facility. Is this in any way an impediment to other people who are considering doing business? Interesting that you're not paid on these obligations. And what is being done to remedy it?
Well, I mean, with regards to an impediment to people doing business, no, we haven't experienced any problems related to the bonds. What we are doing with this is in our reports. We have submitted a request, which we're allowed to do, to defer the principal payments. We're allowed to request up to a 5-year deferral of principal payments. We have requested 3 years, and we made the request through our trustee, and we are awaiting for a response from the bondholders. The bondholders have to approve that request. So that's where it stands right now. The 3 years requested would be on the 4th year we would have to repay the entire 3-year principal payment plus the principal payment that is due that year. So that's the proposal that's currently out there.
Okay. Well, my other question is that if all these proposed products get approved and all the ANDAs that have been filed get approved, then you got a massive pipeline that you're talking about here. If everything that could get approved were approved in the next 9 months, let's say, what would revenues look like? Would you have request to lower during at that point?
Well, I think, first of all, we don't give out projections, David, and we can probably see that, so I don't want to set projections on that. But yeah, I mean, as you said, it is a big pipeline of products, and we would expect it to be substantial, even relative to what we were doing before. So, obviously some of the products are bigger than others, but as a whole, there's
there's a large opportunity there, a huge opportunity.
I think the way you can look at it is that the low drain revenues, which were lost by themselves, were certainly not larger than the pipeline revenues expected.
Great. Okay, thanks very much.
Thanks, David.
Anybody else?
Once again, if there are any questions or comments, please press the numbers 1-4 on your touch-tone phone at this time. Okay, I'm showing the next question is from Henry Hindemeister. Please announce your affiliation and pose your question.
Hi, this is Henry Hindemeister. I'm a shareholder. Just a quick question about the Oxy products for those of us who are laymen. How often do you hear an update or have contact with the FDA or anybody else, patent office? How often do you hear any kind of information back and forth?
Well, there's two different agencies that are talking about. The FDA, we're in the development phase here, so, other than regular reports and things going on, it's not that often we talk with the FDA or they talk to us about it. The patent office there's filings both at the U.S. and international patent filings. There is ongoing correspondence going back and forth on various patents on a pretty regular basis now because a bunch of them are being actively prosecuted.
So there has been, this is Jerry Treppel, there has been events in the abuse-resistant marketplace, most of which, quite frankly, have worked to our advantage. Several products, potential competitors to our oxycodone products, have been rejected by the FDA, which obviously I'm happy about. So even though we don't officially correspond with the FDA, there's still a lot of industry information out there.
Would you characterize your attitude as positive, neutral, or when is something ever going to happen type of attitude?
In terms of what?
Like the Oxy products.
It's under active development, and it's moving along. It is a priority for this company, no question about that.
Great. Good luck. Hey, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm showing the next questions from Jeremy Ford. Please announce your affiliation and pose your question.
Jeremy Ford. I'm a shareholder, also known as Alden Fox and Leonard Ford. I just had a question about Novell Laboratories. At what point would you guys believe that we would get any assets from Novell Laboratories, the percentage of shares we own in it? Like, would we have to merge with them? Would they have to become public? Big things like that.
As I said, we're approximately a 10% shareholder. Obviously we're not controlling. It's private. We're not sure when we might monetize that, but I don't think Novel has any intention of becoming public, for example. But as he continues to grow in value, our share in it grows in value, and at some point, whether he decides to do something with the company or raise additional capital or something like that, there will be opportunities, we believe, down the road. We're not really looking at a specific time at times. We're just happy to sit there and let it grow for now.
Again, this is Jerry Treppel. Let me clarify a little bit. As a minority investor in a private company, under GAAP accounting rules, you can never write up the value of an asset. All you can do is write it down. So, the value, it could be worth, not saying that it is, but say it was worth twice what shows on the balance sheet. That's never going to show up on the balance sheet. Okay, that's just the way it works. And you should know that the founder of Novel is well known throughout the industry, and in fact sold his previous company for in excess of $100 million to Par.
Is that Veron Submarine or whatever?
That's Submarine, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, and so the next question comes from Matthew Davis. Please announce your affiliation and then pose your question.
Yes, I'm just an individual investor. My question was in regard to patents. Can you give an update on the status of the patents built for July 215 and 154? 216, and 154.
Yeah, both of them are, in an active process in the U.S. of being, there's 4 patents. I mean, two of them haven't started to be actively prosecuted yet by the USPTA or examined. 2 of them have been, and it's basically the response is going back and forth. It's hard to say, when exactly we'll reach an end point on this. I mean, obviously we believe eventually we'll get patents on these, but when that'll happen exactly, it's hard to say. But they're actively being, responses going back and forth with each case answering their questions. There's also the beginning now. Usually the way we file the foreign ones are delayed a little bit. There are some foreign applications that are just beginning that process of back and forth.
Are the U.S. patents precursor to doing anything with 154 and 216, or is that just something that needs to be done domestically in the United States?
Well, they're both ways to protect our know-how and our proprietary knowledge about these products. One's of the 2 that are actively going back and forth now. Of the 4, one's related to the sustained release nature of the opioid being used, and the other one's around the naltrexone and how you sequester it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, if there are any final questions or comments, please indicate so now.